Hello, Fists of Fucking Freedom. Okay, just had a chance to watch your video and gonna reply to it. First of all, I'm not using a model of a social contract in this argument that we're having at the moment. I don't discard that, but I've always been somewhat dubious of its construction, though there's grains of truth in it. Um, the model that I'm using is a model of shared ownership. And of course, yes, groups of people cooperating do or can make a society. It's sort of like saying that there are no forests, there's only groups of trees, and there are forests. And this is a big deal in this on this subject because this is exactly the point. You want to ignore that there is a cooperation going on or something. Now, I don't really understand. I've been hearing this from various libertarian types, um, this idea of property, but do you realize the consequences of what you're saying? I mean, um, somebody can build a house over your house or under your house? Okay, that's amazing, but I don't even understand why, if I have a half an acre and I leave my backyard wild because that's the way I like it, uh, somebody can just move in there. You guys support squatters' rights, basically. There's no, there's no such thing as trespass. And what do you mean by transformer made the land? And the other thing is, you know, it was by the gun, and I don't approve of that, but uh, the United States government did pave the way for all this other ownership. You want to say somebody owns their house? Well, you know, they did transform this territory into a place where uh, you could build that house there. You know, they secured it for people in many ways, not least of which by providing ownership deeds so that you could establish that you owned it and someone else couldn't just come and take it. And I don't really know what you mean by transformative. I mean, um, if nomads work a region for generations and generations, thousands of years, what do they have to leave for it to be a transformation? A road? I mean, can't they just have, hunted the herd and made their camps that they return to, and their system of life, integrating it with the territory that they use to survive? I really don't understand what you mean. I find it surprising that property right advocates would be telling me that this basic kind of property, the territory I used to survive and have claimed, isn't really mine. Um, that I can't just occupy it and make it my backyard, or I have to actually build a house and then it's mine, and how long, and what if it's abandoned? I don't understand your concept of property. You don't understand the desire to link it to useful labor. I understand that feels like a good way to get a legitimacy into it, but I don't think that it really fits together. And I don't understand this idea that somebody could build a house over my house. I don't understand how that's not seen as an imposition on my property. Um, and I also don't see how that extends to other property. I mean, I have a cup here. I'm drinking out of it right now, so it's my property. When I set it down and don't use it, I mean, how long till it becomes somebody else's property? And then finally, if you don't see how Americans deed to their own property where they built their house is relying on the American government, then I think you just need to look harder. And the person with that house in Aurora, Colorado, they took that property by gunpoint just as much as the government did. They didn't take it from the government let them buy it, but they benefited from the fact that the government claimed it by gunpoint. And if you want to go back, there's no way to go back because the people that originally claimed it were dead and often by illegitimate means. So we'd have to go forward and establish this concept of usership. I mean, what if we could wipe the slate clean and said, well, no land is owned unless by these legitimate means. So what do those means? We just send people out. And what if two people want to work the same land? And how do you resolve those issues? I don't see how any of that can be worked out properly. But maybe you'll enlighten me. Cheers.